and being part of this episode. I know it's a delay, but we here, baby. Thank everybody for jumping in and being part of this one. The name is Law Nation. As we talk about numerous things that's happening throughout the Cowboys world, the atmosphere, the mindset, the thought tracks, be sure, hit that like button, share this content. Let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboys Sports Talk and beyond. I had to literally build a plane while I was in the air. I really think that the world is building around us on this one. Let's go. Turn me up. They say, ain't no party like a Law Nation party. Well, if that's the truth, then I'm going to tell you. Oh, my. Shout out to all of the HBOs, the SGs in the house. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate you. Come on. Can't stop a tank with no key, baby. Come on. Oh my gosh. All right, Cowboy Nation, really appreciate you guys. The name is Law Nation. I couldn't wait to get off of my situation here to talk to you guys about the Dallas Cowboys and all of the things that's going on. Shout out to all of the people that watched the final word last night. It was great. You know, we had our debates, we had our spats. You know, I'm always thinking build with the core. You know, I'm always looking at it like front five, baby. We live. I want to build with the making sure that this thing is just not looking good, but we are making sure we feeling good when we in this thing, right? Because you can look good with the outer edges of everything, DBs of the world, drafting the linebacker, but we need to get that guy, that plug that's going to be inside, moving furniture out the way. Whether it's on the offensive line or defensive line, we got to do that. But in my morning video, I really appreciate you guys for watching. Man, Boye Mafe, ain't he's nice, right? Oh, Nick Bonito, oh, ain't he nice? Wow, you know, and Sam Williams, oh my goodness, you talking about a guy that when we look at everything on this defense, and then we're going to pivot and we're going to talk about why I got this screenshot right here, and we're going to talk about that as well, Cowboy Nation. But appreciate everybody for jumping in. The name is Law Nation. We talk Cowboys, sports talk, and beyond. And Cowboy, get up there. Yeah, get up there. Get up there. All right. So here's the thing. This team, we got everybody back on the defense, basically. Minus DeMonte KZ, right? We haven't read him up yet. And I'm quite sure they said, hey, KZ, put that bottle down, man. Hey, get right, dog. We got you, man. We got you. Just bear with me. After the draft, if we can't get somebody that we really want, then we going to bring you back in. So you just stay clean, man. And far as that, we lost Randy Gregory. Everybody else we bringing right back here. Let me know if I'm wrong. We are absolutely bringing back everybody back here. We done brought back Luke Gifford. We done brought back, dare I say, LVE. We done brought back all of those guys. So y'all just bear with us, right? You know, shout out to you, Jay Versick. Appreciate you for the donation to help elevate the nation. And shout out to you, Cowboys Nation Prophet, Cowboy Nation on the Facebook. I like that name, by the way. But let's see if I can reach your deal there, and we're going to get things going. Oh, before I get things going, shout out to those who donated last night. I didn't get a chance to read your comments, but I'm here right now to read yours. So this 24/7, Cowboy.
If Zeke leaves, you will be emotionally distracted and won't produce for any other team. If the Cowboys let him go, he is done.
No doubt. Were you guys able to hear that? Oh, my audio is everywhere, man. And of course, Lorenzo last night. This was his tweet and his message.
His yards per carry this year were not good. He looks like he lost a step. Just check out his yards after contact compared to previous years. The dude can block though.
Yeah. He's talking about Ezekiel Elliott. We had the conversation about Ezekiel Elliott, and of course, I was saying that Ezekiel Elliott is on pace to have the same type of career that Edgerrin James has had, or what have you. And Edgerrin James is he a gold jacket guy? Can you guys let me know if he's a gold jacket guy? Oh, and let me know if you guys are able. Let me know if you guys are able to hear. There I say, this information. Let me know if you guys are able to hear it. And on top of that, let me go to my guy, Jay Versick. Appreciate you for the donation there.
Why is McCarthy avoiding helping out Kellen by hiring someone else? Makes no sense. It's going to be just like last season.
So you guys can't hear the audio. All right. So, yeah. I literally fought like tooth and nail to get this thing going. So y'all bear with me. So you guys can't hear the audio at all. No audio, Aaron. No audio. Lord forgetting linebacker Neal. Okay, gone. Yeah, Keanu Neal gone. Yeah. I'm gonna keep in mind. Keep this in mind. We play a lot of nickel, Cowboy Nation. We play a lot of nickel. YT can't hear. Audio is coming and going. Yeah, Streamlabs did an update. And the update definitely kind of knocked some things off. So I know you guys can hear. I know you guys can hear that. Okay, good. You can hear it. Well, I'm going to have to build that plane while it's in the air the other way. But let me see if I can do this one little thing before we get things popping. And let me go right here. Settings. Give me 1 second. Okay. If I go here, all right. Murphy Law, he's the other person that's helped me out with this episode today. Open sound setting. No. Kind of figure I know what it is. Oh, okay. Here's what it is. Boom. All right. This should work. This should have fixed it. You can't stop a tank with no key. Let me see.
Why is McCarthy avoiding helping out Kellen by hiring someone else? Makes no sense. It's going to be just like last season.
You can't stop me, baby!
Why is McCarthy avoiding helping out Kellen by hiring someone else? Makes no sense. It's going to be just like last season.
Okay, good. All right, so Jay says Bucks are signing Keanu Neal. Shout out to him. Keanu Neal reached out to a lot of people and said, hey, he feels as if though he should be Cowboy Nation, a back at safety. Now, our biggest issues with Keanu Neal last season was coverage. He had scored very poorly in that, and if you guys think I'm lying, let's pull it up right now. PFF shows, and then we're going to type in Neal, and we didn't want to call him Kiki, but I guess you got to put Keanu Neal in there. I guess you got to put the whole name in there. All right, I left out the A. But if you look at his coverage grade, it was a 49, so he didn't cover that well, and then his run defense was terrible, right? So that experiment at safety for Keanu Neal is not the sauce at all. No, it's not the sauce. Appreciate you, Walton. Appreciate you. So the situation is, where do we go in this particular draft? How do we help things out to work things in the best way? So we looking at this draft, we got everybody pretty much back on defense that really mattered. And on top of that, we have 2 new faces on this situation. Oh, who are the new faces? Well, one new face, Dante Fowler. Okay, so how can Dante Fowler help this situation out? Well, he will not be asked to do everything because you got a Dorrance Armstrong, and Dorrance Armstrong is looking at everybody saying, hey, I'm going to fight for this role because the new fish, Dante Fowler, look, I had more sacks than him last year. I had 5. He only had 4. You guys got to give me the opportunity, right? But I look at it like this: iron sharpen iron, steel sharpen steel. You got to roll up your sleeves and get up and get it going, because this is the thing. This defense have this right here going for them. Dan Quinn going into his second year. Excuse me, you have Trayvon Diggs that's out there. He's watching his brother getting paid. So you think that he looking at this situation and say, hey, mama, I know I can get them coins too. Just back off a little bit. I got this. I'm going to make it. I got to figure this out, So he himself is looking at this opportunity saying, I'm going to reach out and make this happen. Oh, let's move a little bit further down this situation. Kelvin Joseph, who sat out all last year, right? Pretty much. Didn't get a chance to play. Had a spoonful of opportunities to play. And when he did, everybody who's watching right now can say, man, this dude, hey, he showed us something. So how do we move on from here to the draft? Who are the thing? What are the things that we need? My guy, Boss Cowboy, is saying this right here. Literally, he's saying that, hey, this team need to draft a linebacker, which, I agree we need to draft a linebacker, but when? This draft, when we look at everything, I would tell you right now that we can't sleep on the guys that we already have out of Navell Gallimore and Osa. I really think if you guys thought that Navell Gallimore gained some weight last year, he didn't look like he was 298, 306 pounds in between that. He looked like he was 315. That joker looked big. Appreciate you, Brandon. Thank you so much for the stars, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much for helping the nation out on the Facebook group. I thank you guys for multiple platforms watching. Yes, Brian Bradford, yes. That was my next segue. I was going to get into that about what Bobby Wagner had to say. But since you, my friend, wanted to talk about it now, let's get it right. Let's get it going right now. Let's get it, because this is what we do, baby. All right, and then we're going to talk about some other things. Bobby Wagner said, and this is from my guy Kelvin Gray, and shout out to the Cap Boy situation, but my guy Kelvin Gray says Bobby Wagner said he had real flirtations with the Cowboys. That was a real thing. We had a conversation. Did he put like in there? Do you guys know the difference between like and love? Oh, okay. He said, I love. Shout out to you, J Man, for the 200 stars. I love Dan Quinn. Had a lot of respect for him, but between their needs and what they were willing to spend, we couldn't agree. But there were a mutual interest, meaning that, hey, we love each other. But the love that the Cowboys had was only like. They didn't really love them, because there's no price tag to love. Love. There's no price tag to that. And even when we hear the news and rumblings of even Von Miller, right, they never gave him an opportunity or a chance to even present him an offer so he could say no. So I can only imagine what John Stephen Jones was saying to Bobby Wags, and saying, hey, man, you got a long tooth, and we got to get back to the cap. Speaking of such, let's listen to this right here. And let me put my timer guide up, because I don't want to take all of your time, Cowboy Nation. Here's my timer guide up there at the top. So speaking of such, let's listen to this episode right here.
Yeah, I don't think anybody thinks – I honestly don't even think they believe it's an improvement necessary. I think they feel like it's the way to move their team forward, because sometimes you got to make those kind of decisions when it comes to a salary cap. Like, I honestly don't think anybody believes this is making you better. I don't know how you could come to that conclusion.
That is the problem. That's why fans should be mad. Because right now, every year that goes by, there's a number that gets attached to it now. That's the way it didn't start this way when I was here, but now – it's 26. And next year it's 27 and 28 since you've done anything. And that they don't have that sense of urgency that the fans have, because the fans are mad because it's so much past due. And they're talking about doing things, let's kind of redo the receiver room, when to me, this team is close. It's right here.
Yeah.
You're one of the top 2 or 3 teams in the NFC going into the season. You should be in the mix.
Are you still without Amari Cooper?
I don't think so. That's what I'm saying. You're close. You're there. You've got your quarterback. You've got your offense. You've got all the coordinators came back. Put your chips in. Push it to the middle. Let's do it. Let's go get the Von Miller that trade next year's. Trade next year's 2. Trade next year's 1 if you think you can go do it. This fan base deserves that opportunity because they have been loyal for so long and they're pissed off. You know what? Quit thinking to the future. Win now, damn it. Win. And they're not doing it.
All right, so who all in favor of the moments that you're pushing everything to the table? You're pushing everything down, and you're saying to yourself, hey, if the Cowboys really think that they have this moment and the window is now, Ezekiel is not getting younger, right? Is it now time to push everything into the middle? Tyron Smith, that's a long tooth. Zach Martin, what do you think? He's getting younger by the minute? No. Now, we are loyal. We are a fan base that will still support and root for this team regardless. Come hell or high water, we are here. We're into the thick of it. We're not turning our back around at all. But at some point, when are we going to push everything in the middle and say, let's go for it? Well, it's impossible now because majority of all of the good pickings are done. Speaking of that, when we think about the Von Miller of the world, I guess Zadarius Smith, you can say this or that, or when Chandler Jones was out there, right? Or we can go back and forth talking about other guys. I think the possibilities of what we talked about with the Honey Badger mixed in with Bobby Wags. All of those names are great, So how can we move on from that and say to ourselves, all right, we going to the Super Bowl, or our love is to go to the Super Bowl. Our goal is to go to the Super Bowl. How can we get to that point? Well, the draft is right here. And the Cowboys got 9 draft picks. Let me repeat, 9 draft picks. These are the things that's going to happen with those 9 draft picks. And I'm looking at the philosophy and the back history of the Cowboys. They normally use all 9 of them. They might get, you know what? They may end up with 10 draft picks. Believe it or not, like Ripley's. They may sit there with the 24th pick, and then all of a sudden you hear this chime that make you just stand up to your feet. Let me just hear. You hear the chime for your mind, and it may make you stand to your feet. But that is a situation there that they say this right here after you hear the chime. Breaking news, in this draft, the Dallas Cowboys decided to trade back and get multiple third-round draft picks, and they're moving out of the first round, so there will be no picks in the first day for the Cowboys. It could be just that. But I do not want that world, nor if they do decide to slide back just a little bit, then we can probably live with that. But think about what's going on in our mind. It's the 24th pick. We've been waiting all day. And who in the world the Cowboys going to go get? That's what we're going to be waiting for. But with the 24th pick, I think that the Cowboys look at this team and they say to themselves, defense, okay. We bringing back pretty much everybody but Randy Gregory. We can find a dog in the second or third round to, I guess, compete for that edge spot, but we went and put some fillers in for Dante Fowler and Dorrance Armstrong. I think that this team is looking at the offense, Cowboy Nation. 2 glaring holes that they created themselves. They did. They created the hole themselves. And some of y'all, third of you guys are going to be like, nah, allow your line, dog. Even Jerry Jones going to be like, nah.
Get your damn act together.
I'm like, Jerry, nah, hush just for a little bit because the people.
Want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
Yeah, Eddie, we talked about the Bucs side of Neil. Shout out to Neil. He going over there. And I don't see a possible way that he can even start over there, but shout out to him. He's going over there as a depth pick. So shout out to Neil. Shout out to him. But like I said, he's going over there to be a depth purposes, because Antoine Winfield, he ain't finna give up that role as a safety. And he said he's going to go back to play safety role, safety spot, safety responsibilities. But that's a story of a different day. Shout out to him. And this is the thing, Cowboy Nation. We got to look at this thing this way. The offensive line, the front 5. If we fix that offensive line, the front 5, I recall last night I was trying to tell my boys, hey, Cowboys 30-0 when you're running the ball. The Cowboys are 30-0 when you're running the ball efficiently. With the efficient level of the running attack, man, you can win games. But our problem is, do we shy away from that? Oh, y'all name me too. We got some guys in the tight end world that the Cowboys can bring in that can help out on this offense, that can also get us back to 12 personnel. There's a rating chart out there when the Cowboys are in 12 personnel. They average, write this down, 8 more yards per play. So if you got a 12 personnel look, meaning that the high-low and you're not running out there being cute with the 11 and 10 personnel, or ace I meant to say, you got a chance in the situation that now you can play some manipulation with the football game. And I believe that all of the stuff that went on with this particular team, and Max, I feel you, man. I'm a defensive guy. You said fix the defensive front now. Yeah, but maybe you can get Travis Jones in the second. I don't know. Maybe you can get somebody else. I named a few guys earlier this morning about some guys you can bring in to help out with the front. But neither here nor there. I believe that the Cowboys, when we went on this 6-0 run, majority of that was due to manipulation too of the assignment. And of course, teams didn't get a beat of what we were doing. But I want you guys to write this down. We were 4th ranked in rushing during that spree of when we was winning. Why? Well, you was running 12 personnel looks. Let that sink in. And of course, you did have Tamron still at right tackle, but that's a story of a different day. So going back to after the draft, if you do decide to go with defense first and you had the philosophy, maybe you bring in a J.C. Tretter. Brian Broaders, he was on 105.3 The Fan, and he was talking about J.C. Tretter. He asked a few of his guys, his buddies, his colleagues, about the J.C. Tretter situation, and here's what he had to say.
You were looking for guards. You were looking for potential center.
Yeah.
You were asking about a player.
Yep.
You were asking about J.C. Tretter, right?
Okay, so last week Jerry said after the draft there might be some developments in free agency that are very interesting to us, and he said they could make a couple of signings at the interior of the offensive line after the draft. So I'm thinking, okay, could we get a really good player? And I wanted to circle back around on J.C. Tretter with you, the former Brown, and I think he started with the Packers.
He was, yes.
He's had a nice career.
Yeah, he's had a nice career, absolutely.
And his grades are good. Like top 6 in pass pro, maybe not the best in the running game anymore, but to me, Tretter could really stabilize that surge up the middle.
Okay. A couple of my guys, I reached out to them, a couple of my guys that work in that area of the world, the pro scouting stuff. And I said, hey, tell me about J.C. Tretter a little bit. And so a couple guys got back. I was really happy that they did that. And one of them says, was still really good this year. but his body is breaking down, and he could be done.
Ooh.
He doesn't even practice anymore.
Oh, wow.
So that was one guy saying that. So again, if you're thinking, okay, the guy's, hell, we have players that are really good that don't practice anyway. Amari Cooper, we've had Tyron Smith.
Could happen, yeah.
Yeah, we've had
Walter
guys,
Jones, Steve Hutchinson.
Yeah,
There've been a lot of great. At 31 years old, body breaking down.
Yeah.
That kind of tells me Steven at this point would be way out.
Yeah.
That would be why he's not a Cowboy yet, because they hate spending money on guys who might get injured or aren't a good fit with their coaches and their playing style.
So when Brian Broaddus did his homework, reached out to a few guys, right? The J.C. Tretter is one of these deal situations that we will have to say to ourselves, you might as well say that's over with, Cowboy Nation. So they must look into this thing. They had one of the 30 visits to come, and his name is Zion Johnson, who got positional flex that they are high on or what have you. They can give you guard/center. And, of course, Tyler Biotish going into his second year, although it's his third year. I think that even Tyler Biotish, if he can show us something during this OTAs or mini camps or even out there in Oxnard, get into some mental reps and get into physical fights or whatever it may be, whatever he need to get that edge going, right? Then we'll find out. Hopefully he can have that turnaround like Terrence Steele. And one can argue, if you're following his stats and the pressures given up and everything, he started to play a little bit better down the line. But one thing I can tell you about the offensive line, and of course I'm not an offensive lineman, but it's all about repetition. You got to get things going. Yes, I already know. Look, I already know Keanu Neal's done signed with the Bucs, Thomas. We said that multiple times. But shout out to you for bringing that up. Keanu Neal is gone to the Bucs. What y'all want me to say? He's gonna be a Hall of Famer there or something. Y'all want me to. Tampa Bay Buccaneers are now going back to the Super Bowl and taking Keanu Neal with them. The ex-Cowboy player, never going to be known as a Falcon fan or a Falcon player, but he's going to be known forever in his life as an ex-Dallas Cowboy player, is now signing with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's going to be on the headlines everywhere. I'm telling you guys, he will forever be known as the Dallas Cowboys player, Keanu Neal, and never known as the Atlanta Falcon. That's just how it goes when you put the silver and blue on. But neither here nor there. Here's the situation, Cowboy Nation. This particular team going to have to figure out something with that offensive line. Now, we can fiddle-faddle around and say, all right, cool. We're going to roll the dice. And my guy, I'm not to beat him up or anything, Boss Cowboy. Here's the thing. He said that basically, we can go with linebacker. And I'm not beating him up, but he was saying that basically we're going to go with linebacker and leave that voided area, and he's comfortable with ushering out Connor McGovern back at left guard. And not like he's trash or anything. I like good old Connor McGovern, right? His feet is a little blocky, right? He's powerful, he's strong. But we saw that, he just was slow to some of the delivery there. Some of the things he just didn't pick up, and he gave in a lot of pressures. Shout out to you, Michael Hilton. Be sure to check out your inbox, Michael Hilton. Your mailbox. That, by the way, I mailed off the Michael Irvin jersey, so it should be at your home in the next following days. Shout out to you, man. Cuz might not even make the team. Is 1500. You're right, man, but I'm not gonna beat him up. I'm not going to beat him up, And think about this. This guy, Parsons, I talked about this before on my morning feed, and I said only 3 players have had 80 tackles, 30 QB hits in the last 15 seasons. Parsons, J.J. Watt, and DeMarcus Ware. That's good company to be around, right? And look, this is the thing. The Cowboys must understand that, yes, even though I'm pivoting just a little bit to talk about defense, even if we don't go with first round defensive player, second round defensive player, there are plenty of defensive guys. But I would like for the Cowboys to entertain defense maybe in the second, third, or fourth round earlier than waiting to the fifth or sixth round. I think that they need to get into this defensive corner and find a player that you can match up and marry up with him. Now, news came out that they are really high on Jabril Cox. Now, a lot of people have been mentioning Keanu Neal, but the process was already in place, and the next game was supposed to have been Jabril Cox to start completely. But what happened is he got an ACL tear. And all of that occurred because, it is what it is point. That's what's going to happen. It was going to be Jabril Cox over Keanu Neal. There was news and rumblings that Jabril Cox is playing better and flying out to the ball a whole lot faster than Keanu Neal. But the injury occurred, and the rest was history. Neal had more playing time, but when we pull up Neal, and I'm not beating him up or anything, you can see the coverages or what have you. And that's one thing Jabril Cox is able to do. But the problem was the injury. So should the Cowboys look into this draft and say, okay, who can we get in the later rounds that can still be an impact? I've seen that people talk about Quay Walker in the second. I've seen people talk about Chad Muma. He will be a good fit. All of these things. And here we go right here. Let me see, WrestleMania. Let me go right here. John Machota, of course, he's going to talk about the Keanu Neal or what have you. And he said that he wanted to move from safety. He wanted to move back to safety, what have you. The Cowboys are hopeful that Jabril Cox will step into Neal's role. Look at that. Just right on the money of what I was talking about. Bam. All right, so let's get this one going, Cowboy Nation. Really appreciate everybody for tuning in. The name is Law Nation. Be sure to hit the like, share this content, and let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. See you guys. Got to go eat. Appreciate you, Jameson. Hope all is well. I hope your food is great. All right, so let's move on to the final part of this episode here. I really appreciate everybody for jumping in. Give me a few seconds here while we do this. Let's talk about the possibilities. Let's run this draft right quick. We're going to go full 7. We're going to go automatic, and we're going to roll it. Let's roll it. Here we go. Here we go. Let's roll it.
Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for line. Keep it super thorough my way on this side. Keep it super thorough my way on this side.
Let's roll this draft, baby. Y'all see it going. Appreciate everybody for jumping in. Yeah, Cox will be good in covering.
My brothers, there's no question, keep it
you are the only participant in the
coasting Norway in the hills. In the popping straps of blue faces, not the pills. Heard you calling bluffs, I show and prove it, it's for
Let's
real.
go.
Son of God, not a son of sand.
All participants
keep
are
it
muted.
off the books and keep it coming in. Bitch, the old whip, see what I'm coming in. The inside caramel just like 100 grand. Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for.
Let's go. Where we at now? My picks. We went and got Zion Johnson. Yeah. Call my line. Hit the phone line up for me. Come on. Let's go, baby.
Heard you moving funny. money, had to cut you off. Had some more friends like my brothers, I can't trust.
Phone line is 657-390-7391. Let's go with it. Uh-oh.
Those my brothers, different mothers, part of power with me. Got the Bonnie to my class, she break the law with me. Call my phone, hit my line. Only ones who down for real, down for life. Keep it super thorough my way on this side.
All right, so far the Cowboys got Zion Johnson. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, it may the first day you probably like, I don't understand it, but we still should be happy about that. And then with the 56th pick, they went and got John Miche, and that's not bad at all because now you got a wide receiver that you can close your eyes and imagine as he developed. You got CeeDee Lamb on one side, and on top of that, when you get Gallup back, of course, and then Miche, he's going through his thing too, but at least you're talking about future situations. And then you got a Drake Jackson, and look, you got another edge guy, and then you answer some of your issues with the safety Anderson with the 129th pick, and you go back with another Brown guy because you might got rid of. You might challenge the other AB guy that's on our team with his cousin. So this thing is rolling. How everybody's doing? How you guys feeling about the draft and the draft selection and the order? ACL really? Yeah, he do have an ACL situation. Yeah. Yeah, Hilton, appreciate you. Hey, that lineup is clear. And shout out to your party with the stars. Appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for jumping in. Yeah. Appreciate you, man. The Cowboys. Let me see if they go with the actual tight end that we all love, baby. It will be fantastic. Let's see what they're gonna go with now as it relates to that. Did they get the tight end? Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo. Hey, this is an all-star draft right here, baby. This draft right here, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, man. Oh, Olave was picked with the 23rd pick. Yeah, that was so close. But Olave versus what we need at guard, man, come on, think about it. I'm going to go back to saying this. Before Olave even thought about playing in the National Football League, and he was still running routes at Ohio State, the Cowboys were dominant by running the ball. Oh, excuse me. The Cowboys are 30-0. You see, this is the thing that I really want people to understand and just gravitate to. Sometimes you have to win with what your team can do best. I've literally seen John Elway from 1983 all the way through that decade, all the way to the next decade, didn't get a chance to lift that Lombardi trophy up until they said, okay, this is what we're going to do. We know you got a strong arm, but we don't want you to throw it around everywhere. You're old, man. You're old. We're going to sit you down a little bit, and we're going to run the rock. We are dominant when we run the rock with TD. We're going to actually put some good defenses out there. And they won games, dominate games by running the rock. I've literally seen it happen that way. And the Cowboys, the game, as much as we can look at it, the game didn't change that much. You play some sound defense, you run the rock, you open it up with the bringing them safeties down, getting them out of their quarters. Look, I'm quite sure if you can run it, you get them up out of their quarters, and then it will open up the pass. So with this draft, Neal went with number 1. He went to the Jags. Trevor Law, he would love that. Aiden Hutchinson, he went to the Lions. That's the situation there. All right, so who's the Texans quarterback? I forgot who the Texans quarterback, but they would love that. Let me see. Amar Gardner, he went off to the Jets. Terrible situation for them because their quarterback still will be running for his life, although they had beat him a couple years ago. But they need help on offense, man, with that quarterback help to help him out. Walker went to the Giants. That's okay. Willis, which everybody's saying that Willis is going to go to the Carolina Panthers, and it worked out for them. Thibodeau went to the Atlanta Falcons. and that's putting, lipstick on a pig. They need help. They need quarterback, I believe, and then they need some help on their front five. But there you go. All right, so my guy Stingley, he went to that's good for him. He went to the Vikings. And, of course, Drake London went to the Eagles. And I think that they didn't do the update because the Eagles don't have this. They don't have the 15th and the 18th pick, don't they? But neither here nor there. Let's stroll all the way down. Chris Olave went to the Cards. Yeah, they need a wide receiver. They got rid of one of their wide receivers, of course. And we can talk about DeAndre Hopkins all we want, but yeah, they need that. And Jahan Dotson, man, he's gonna look nice over there with good old Aaron Rodgers. But neither here nor there, the Cowboys went with Zion Johnson. Not bad at all, Cowboy Nation. Absolutely not bad at all. All right, so let's go around and look at all of these picks. Let's look at all of these picks. With the 56th pick, the Cowboys went with John, and I know it's a wait-and-see type of game. It's a situation that you would have to say to yourself, all right, cool. All the Detroit Lions fans very sad. They could be. They could be. But it is what it is. All right, we got the 781. You're live, man. Talk to me. 781, you're live.
Hello?
Hey, what's going on? You're live.
Okay.
Oh, my gosh, man. Get out of here. All right, so we have the 88. We had the Will Smith slap that one. All right, with the 88 pick, they went with Drake Jackson. We got an edge guy. And remember, when we talk about edge rushers, you got already Dorrance Armstrong. Oh, you got Dante Fowler. Excuse me, Cowboy Nation. Hear me out. Let's not forget about Chauncey Golston. Oh, he's a guy that's going to be an enforcer as well. And D-Law, he's doing his thing. So what we're trying to do with edge is just like this. You still got to make sure that you bring in somebody, because look at the contracts. Look at the contracts. Fowler's not here for forever, right? And we're a wait and see type of situation for that. So this is a situation whereas now you're looking at, okay, with the 88 pick, you got somebody that can help out and can be one of those guys that can fill in that void. All right, and then you have Anderson, Mr. Anderson at safety. What do you need about a safety? Okay, we do know that Makamu, he's going to be trying to fill in that role as the other safety on this team. We have Malik Hooker. How can these type of picks help out in the long run? Well, let's just say this. The more is merrier, because what we're going to do is compete and fight for that battle. Ron Kearse, yes, he's the other safety, but why not have another piece to the puzzle? All right, let's move all the way down to this right here. We got Anthony Brown, baby, at quarterback. Oh, my gosh, man. Let's get another Anthony Brown, but neither here nor there. Look, Jalen Watermeyer. This will introduce or reintroduce the 12 look, and of course, we're looking at a guy that can catch the intermediate routes, and also, he's not a vertically stretched guy, but I'm going to tell you, he's a nuanced guy that you can put inside, line him up inside, and also line him up on the out, and he will be that person that can help this team out as a balanced approach back to 12 looks. And on top of that, this is a contract year for Tony Pollard. We broke it down last night about even Ezekiel Elliott. This may be also an invitation for a contract year for him, believe it or not. And that's just how this thing roll. All right, so you called before 781. You can't call again. So, unfortunately, you got to get the boot. You're already on the bad list. That's how it goes. Yeah, so it is what it is. Cowboy Nation. All right, so with that being said, yeah, Marcus B, yeah. So that's how it goes. Yeah, so that's how it goes, Cowboy Nation. And with that being said, y'all want to run it back again? We can run it back again. Let's run it back again. Let's see. Well, let me save this one, though. I must save this one. Let me see if I can save this one. Save. Here we go. You got to log in. We're going to save it the other way then. There we go. Let's go with it, Cowboy Nation. Oh, this draft is weak. Iceberg? Shoot. Why you going to say that weak? Who would you prefer, Iceberg? Come on now. That draft was dope, you know. That draft, look, you answered your interior. You also answered your actual need as it relates to the edge guy down in the draft because you got Drake Jackson, excuse me, and then you got your help in the future or for the future as it relates to the wide receiver situation. So I'm looking at all of those things. So that's just how it goes with that, Cowboy Nation. Let's continue to run this one back, though. Let's run this one back again. Bam. Let me get some music while we do this one. Let's run it up.
I just wanna run it up.
Run it up, baby.
I've been really in the field, lot of rush, I love the feel lately. I just wanna.
Traylon Burks is pretty dope. I like his tape. I like what Traylon Burks can bring to the table. I do like that. I do like that. My thing is, even when you think about the fact that when you think of Treylon Burks and you think about the people that's on this team already, you will have to say to yourself, Simi Fehoko, Noah Brown, those are big dogs, man, as it relates to just statue. But when you insert Treylon Burks, who measured out like it's 6'2"-ish or what have you, you still have to say to yourself, man, can this person help in this fashion by already understanding his role? That I'm in the future got to be the number one wide receiver. I'm drafted in the first round. So CD, you better watch out. And that natural iron sharpen iron situation could go for this team in the right specs there. 662, you live. 662.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yeah. Hey, turn your radio down. Turn your radio down. Talk to me though, man.
Yeah, I like that little draft mark you were talking about earlier when you double down on the receiver.
Yeah.
I kind of like that. I want to recommend you on that because that's a good lineup, good setup one now because we is kind of short on by receiver. And I think the offensive guard going to be a major role. I think you should get a left guard and a left tackle. What you think about that, Law?
Our tackle situation is Josh Ball. He's going to be the future backup tackle for right now. I believe that the Cowboys, if they do draft a tackle, it could be a situation whereas it will have to be early if they're going to draft a guy that they think that it's going to be the starter. But I like the fact that they went with, in this particular mock draft, they went with Zion Johnson or Kenyon Green. Those are the two guys. We need help at guard, though, over tackle.
Yeah, because I would get Sam because Tyron Smith, he played like 4 or 3 games, then end up getting hurt for set out for 5, 6. That really hurts on the left tackle. So that's why I said it'd be good draft 2 offensive tackle and 2 wide receivers in the draft.
You said just 2 no guard, maybe a tackle with
a guard and a left tackle.
Oh, okay, I get what you said. You know what I mean? That can still work, man. It just we just have to look into this. With this front 5, we got a big hole on that left side regardless. With Tyron Smith and whoever they're gonna put there. If it's Connor McGovern, maybe like we talked about last night, maybe all off season he only focusing in on playing that left guard. But it's a situation whereas still draft there, you got a big hole there. You got to fill it.
Right. Well, I know you're busy, Law. I appreciate your content, man. Keep up the good work.
Anytime, man. Thank you for calling in. You're a real one. Appreciate it. A good call from him from 662 from my my home state over there. Appreciate him, man. Let's go ahead and look at this draft right quick. It's still rolling right now. It is still absolutely rolling. Shout out to everybody that's tuning in. The name is Law Nation. We're going to talk some of this mock draft situation. We in the 4th round. Let's take a peek at who we got right now. All right, so we have Tyler Linderbaum. We have a DeMarvin Leal. We have a Kyle Phillips. And we have a Sterling Weatherford. All right, so y'all let me know which one you like better so far, this one or the first one. But Coop, it was an accident prone, getting long in the tooth too. This is from Tony. Cooper missed 3 games. He missed 3 games in the last 3 years almost. But I get it, right? I feel you. I feel you with that. It is what it is. We'll find out how this team will look. The James Washington is the area and the land of the unknown. We don't know what James Washington is going to do. But let's listen to this.
Are you truly satisfied with Cox, ACL, LVE, and Gifford as our assets at the other 2-pound spots?
We still going to draft a linebacker. When, we don't know. Should it be the 24th pick? I would say linebacker, we play so much nickel anyway. 2 linebacker sets. So would you use a high draft pick for that position of value of how many reps they're going to get? Are they going to be 3 downs, or are they going to be only in sets for 2? So you got to answer that questioning for yourself, because if this team decide to say, okay, with the 24th pick, they go with linebacker, very much so can be helpful and beneficial to this team. And then in the 2nd round, they go with guard. That could be a world. That could be the land of possibilities there. But I'm looking at positional value. I'm looking at, hey, normally a guard or a tackle plays for 10 years, and linebackers are now, and linebackers been squeezed out as the running back of the defense, right? Typical 3 to 4 years max. Now, every now and then, of course, you have a Bobby Wags that's out there like that. But I presume that this team can still go into the draft in the 2nd and 3rd round and get a linebacker to insert himself in. And still, he got to compete. And let's not look at this, even if you have your reservations on LVE. It's not like the Cowboys gave LVE a 5-year contract. They gave him on a 1-year prove-it deal. Luke Gifford, a small, short contract, as well. So don't paint yourself into a corner saying, hey, we got to get a linebacker so quickly. I get it. I understand it. But solidify the front first, your front 4, if you're going to do anything on the defense, and then work your way back. And even if you want to look into a safety, get a safety that got that position of flex that can come down inside to hit and can give you some linebacker play. How about that? But don't paint yourself into a corner. All right, so let's see who we got right here. Let's see who went right before us, though. It's still rolling. All right, we got, okay. Who else? We got a Cole Turner, okay. Then we got an offensive tackle, Kellen Deese, and then Jack. It seems as if, though, that's the known trend. Toward the latter part, we go grab that good old tackle to help out with this team. It's an auto pick, so I'm not picking anybody. Like I said, it's money out of I said 3rd and 4th round would be a sweet spot to grab a linebacker. Right, I like Brian Asamoah, that guy from OU, I believe. He's pretty good, So you can flat out wait for a linebacker to fit in. But then again, looking at Dan Quinn, he probably don't want a 6-foot linebacker, right? Chad Muma, I feel you. We need another wide receiver, speedy guy. This is from Williams. Yeah, go grab one. Let's go grab one. I want Joe Buck to say Dak throws off a pick Pickens and for the pick. Yo, come on. Trip Aces. Yeah, that would be funny. But it is what it is at this point, Cowboy Nation. All right, let's go. Shout out to you, Caroline. Caroline, appreciate you. Thank you so much. So here's what we got. This thing is still rolling. Okay, good. All right, so how you guys like this one? We answered the interior. We got a Tyler Linderbaum. Tyler for Tyler. And we got D. Marvin Leal. That's the interior defensive lineman. One can argue that he's give you a little edge here and there, but he's an interior guy. You got Kyle Phillips. You got a wide receiver there with the 88 slot. You also have Sterling Weatherford. And I already told you guys, if we draft that guy, look, every mock draft I've done, I done got Sterling. So it's a situation that if he comes to the Cowboys, it's destiny. Destined for him to play with the silver and blue on. Alex Wright, we got Cole Turner, we got Josh Thompson, and we also have that offensive tackle in the later rounds. Kicking the can, seeing who we can pick up down the end there, Cowboy Nation. This been a wonderful show. I really appreciate you guys so much for tuning in to this report. I really appreciate you guys so much, and I thank you all for being part of this episode. Keep in mind, the mock drafts are meant to be fun. They are meant to have good vibes or what have you, and don't take it too serious, because 9 times out of 10, it may not even – look, your big draft board may not even come close to what Will McClay building as his draft board. And Stephen Jones, Chris Hall, and all of those boys. It may not even be close. So it is what it is at this point. We'll find out in a few weeks of what's going to happen with this team and what this team is going to look like. And I can't wait to see how this thing going to all unfold. Cowboy Nation, be sure to hit that like, share content, and let a friend or a neighbor know where to go when they want to tune in to Cowboy Sports Talk and beyond. Linderbaum. Shout out to you, Madman. Appreciate you. He said Benderlom. Yeah, it is what it is. Shout out to you, Verde. And thank everybody who subscribed. Thank those who shared. And appreciate the Facebook love. I see y'all, man. Y'all been representing. Let's go. That's been my time. I really thank you all for yours. Salute. We up out. We up out of here, baby. Let's go.